Hi friends, it's Mal. I'm here to talk to you today about the health benefits of trail running. Good timing because I just got back from a trail run. I have fallen in love with it recently. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing we're going to talk about is the mental health benefits. So, trail running requires an intense amount of focus because you have to watch your steps so closely. This type of focus is really exhilarating and energizing because it requires you to be 100% in the moment the whole time, or else you might, get injured. And with less cars and stoplights, it's also easier to get into the zone with running because you're not having to deal with so many distractions. The next mental health benefit is that nature is good for your emotional and mental well-being. So just 5 minutes of exercise in nature results in improvements in self-esteem and your mood. Exercising in nature also increases your vitality, your energy, and your positive engagement. And then it also decreases tension, confusion, anger, and depression. Trail running also helps to optimize your circadian rhythm, which means that you're going to sleep better, which, as a lot of us know, is a really important thing to just maintaining your health, right? Another health benefit is that trail running can be an asylum from the jarring sounds of cars and constructions. I definitely feel that. I live in an apartment that's right next to a pretty busy road, and I get really sick of hearing cars all the time. So when I go trail running, it feels really nice to kind of just be in the quiet, and all you're hearing is like the wind and the birds and the trees. And it also just kind of cultivates like a quiet and contemplative mood. The next benefit is that exposure to nature actually increases your creativity and reduces stress. And as we all know, reducing stress is a really important thing to reduce your overall inflammation. And inflammation, as we know, can lead to a wide variety of injuries, both mental and physical, and diseases, rather. Okay, so trail running also provides greater enjoyment and satisfaction than running on the road, which means that you're probably more likely to repeat it than you would be to repeat running on the road. Okay, so those are the mental benefits. Let's go ahead and get into the physical benefits. So trail running is actually going to work a wider range of muscles than running on the road. And the reason why this is because the trail is bumpy, right? Like the ground's uneven, we've got tree roots, you've got sharp turns, and that's going to require you to have better balance, which uses smaller, lesser used muscles in the legs, core, and arms. The next benefit is that when you're trail running, the surface is going to be softer than when you're running on the road. So what happens when you're running on the road, right, is since the pavement doesn't compress in any way, a lot of the force that you're generating when you're running is going to go actually straight back up into your ankles, your shins, your knees, and your hips. But when you're trail running, the earth is actually going to depress a little bit when you're running. And what that does is it's going to dissipate some of that force that is going into your ankles, shins, knees, and hips. Okay, so you're going to get a little bit less force, which is going to be better on your joints. The next thing is that also, since the earth depresses when you step on it, you actually have to lift your leg higher and use a little bit more muscles, which is going to increase your caloric burn, right? Okay, so the next physical benefit is that it's better for your lungs because you're not around as many cars. I mean, you're not having the exhaust from the cars. Trail running is also going to help to develop your natural sense of pace while running, and you're more likely to run based on how you feel because you're less distracted, right? And you might not have, might not be looking at, your device for telling you how hard you need to run. And then the last one is that trail running actually strengthens your legs and improves bone density more than running on the road. Running downhill in specific is going to help build more muscle than running uphill. Running uphill is really going to help to increase your cardiovascular strength, which is just like your heart and your lungs. But running downhill, the forces are up to 5 times more than your body weight with each step every time you're running down. And we'll be eccentrically loading the quad, which means that our quad is going to be building tension while it's lengthening, right? And as we know, eccentric loading of certain muscles is going to lead to bigger strength gains, okay? So in general, strength training is actually going to help to, trail running is going to help to strengthen your legs potentially more than running on the road will. All right, so those are some of the health benefits. I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite places to go running. It's a 4.2 mile loop, and it starts actually, you park up at the Tilden merry-go-round. And if you just type into Google Tilden merry-go-round, that'll come up and you'll be able to find it. Once you park at the Tilden merry-go-round, you're going to walk down to the left as if you're walking to Lake Anza. But where the road turns to go right to Lake Anza, you're actually going to take a left all the way down the hill until it hits the Wildcat Gorge Trail. And then once you're on the Wildcat Gorge Trail, you're going to cross over a creek and immediately take a left uphill onto the Curran Trail. And that's going to be about a mile. This is the hardest part of the trail. It's up for about a mile, but just go really slow. You can even walk it if you're not super used to running. And then after that, you'll take another left onto the Meadow Canyon Trail, which is about 1.5 miles, 2 miles, kind of slowly downhill. And then that's going to lead you back to a different parking lot where you're going to take a left back onto the Wildcat Gorge Trail and then run back about 1 mile until you hit where you started, and you'll walk back uphill to where you parked. All right, friends, I hope some of you go trail running. I love it. If you do and you want a buddy to go with, hit me up. I'm always game to come. And I hope you guys go run. Have fun.